What's up everybody, my name is Slanted, welcome back to another video. In this video we are reviewing the My Hero Academia OVAs that are supposed to be Season 4 OVAs. There's actually two parts to these OVAs, so it's basically a two-parter. So I'll be splitting these into two separate videos. Now these two OVAs that are two-parters, instead of actually taking place in Season 4, they are taking place in Season 3, right before the provisional license exams. Fun fact about these OVAs, they were first shown in a little watch party on a little site called Scener, just a little watch party, so that's kind of cool. It was put out a little early there. These My Hero Academia OVAs were announced around a week or a week and a half ago, just on an Instagram post from the official My Hero Academia Instagram. Apparently just saying that two new My Hero Academia OVAs are headed to Funimation where we're planning to hold the special watch party for their release. Now of course, since the watch party is over, the two OVAs have been released on Hulu, as well as Funimation, and I think probably Crunchyroll as well. So since these episodes are available to watch, I figured I might as well make a review on both of them, starting with, well, episode 1. I also want to mention that there are actually multiple My Hero Academia OVAs, and these are not the first ones, so I might review those in the future, but for now I'm just planning to review these, and I probably won't review those. Now, this OVA is called Do or Die Survival Training, and, well, what a name. So it's basically survival training, and, well, it's before the provisional license exam, so this is basically a way for them to get ready for those. Like I said before, these two OVAs are set during Season 3 of the series, right before the student heroes take their provisional license exams, with 2 movies in the book and a 5th season on their way, and much more. Now's the perfect time to revisit some of your old characters. They then give a little description on what the episode is about. In this brand new adventure, some Class 1A students are set to hone their survival skills. At a training course, having yet to receive their provisional license exams, they're eager to cut loose and have a little fun. Now, with all that info said, we can actually get right into the actual episode review. So yeah, let's get right into it, and I do hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want to see more, please like and subscribe. It's not forced, but it helps. It just starts out with us getting a quick review of how the MHA world works and who the characters are and whatnot, so I'm just going to skip until we actually get into the episode instead of this little recap, because it's not really needed. The episode starts out with Aizawa talking to Class 1A about how they're going to be doing an intensive training before their provisional license exam. As Aizawa says that it usually contains some disaster rescuing, he then says what we're doing today, as Dekubi is like, oh, rescue training, huh? So that's basically just the little topic of saying what we're doing in this OST. We then see our best boy Ida saying of course he's going to be the class representative, Tenya Ida, as he's been designated as the leader of Team A. As Ida continues to talk, Hiroshima and Denki just want to get on with it, and Momo disagrees, and we should go over what we're actually going to be doing today during this OST, during this special saving mission. So then she pulls up this hologram where it says a fire broke out on the bottom floor of a large underground shopping mall. Currently, the fire has been put out, and the people inside have been evacuated. However, we received word that somewhere in the underground mall, there's still one person who needs to be rescued. And that's when we learn what we're actually going to be doing today in this OST. Our mission is to rescue that person as quickly as possible. The person who needs rescued is a dummy. The power is out underground due to the fire, but luckily the emergency power is still working. So basically that's what they have to do today. As searching for this person would be a race against time, Tokiyami suggests that they should split up in teams with a group of individuals to all search.
ちょっと待って、この辺り電波が届いてないみたい。本当だ、俺のも旗立ってね。おそらく中継基地局も火災の被害を受けたという設定なんじゃないかな。だとすると手分けして探すにしても集合場所を決めておいた方がいい。
They then decide they're going to split up in teams, and then they realize, well, how are we going to meet up if we do not have our precious, precious internet connection? So yeah, they need to find a way to meet up.
この施設は地下6階まであるわ。中央の階段から降りて地下1階を手分けして捜索。10分後に中央階段前で合流。下の階へ行って再び手分けして捜索するのがいいんじゃないかしら。つゆちゃんの意見に賛成。
僕もそう思う。ってかっちゃんどこ行くの？
They then decide on where they're going to meet up after they look around after all of it. And then Bakugo decides, well, I'm just going to head off on my own.
決まってんだろ。逃げ遅れたクソ市民を探すんだよ。
待ちたまえ爆豪君。勝手な行動をしてチームワークを乱すんじゃない。ここは熱い君。
As Ida tells Bakugo, he should do as Asui says and follow the plan of, well, getting teammates and splitting up in groups. Bakugo and just heads off. Anyway, while saying this. Of course, Kachan is being Kachan and saying that, well, I'll show you the difference between us by finding that citizen in no time and being the first one to find them. He just wants to prove a point. Of course, Denki and Kirishima, who are usually always with Bakugo and shipped with Bakugo a lot, go with Bakugo, and they just decide to go with him. So that's kind of funny. Now that one team has separated, being Kirishima, Denki, and Bakugo, they still have to find the rest of the teams for the rest of the members of Class 1A here.
救助に必要な個性を考えますと、緑谷さんとうららかさんとアスイさん、轟さんと常闇さん、そして私と飯田さんの3つのグループに分けたらいかがでしょう。
なるほど。このグループ分けはさすが八百万さんって感じだ。僕らのグループは地形条件を苦にしないアスイさん、ゼログラビティを持つうららかさん、パワー系の僕。この3人ならたとえ要救助者が瓦礫の中に閉じ込められていたとしても助けること。
As Momo uses her big brain, as she's smart as hell, to figure out the teams and depending on people's quirks and what would work best, she goes with Deku, Ochako, and Asui on a team, Ida and her on a team, and a really interesting pair of Tokoyami and Shoto on a team. Deku does his habit of overthinking stuff and thinking about all of it.
ことができる。片や飯田君のグループは想像の個性を持つ八百万さんがいる。この2人なら要救助者がどんな状況だとしても対応することは可能だろう。そして轟君と常闇君のグループ。ダークシャドウは創作能力もパワーも申し分ないし、轟君の半霊半年は事故現場でオールマイティに活躍できるはず。暗闇では制御が難しいダークシャドウの弱点も炎があればカバー可能。本当になんて理にかなったグループ分けだろう。一つだけ問題があるとすれば、万が一地下街の非常用電源が壊れ真っ暗になった場合。
As Deku thinks about how these pairings are done really well and really well thought out by Momo, he thinks of a little something that happened with Tokoyami if the emergency lights go out and everything goes dark. Well, this will happen. During Season 2 in the School Festival arc, we learn more about Tokoyami's quirk and how during the day, well, Dark Shadow isn't that powerful, but you can still let it out. And that at night, or the darker it is, the stronger just Dark Shadow becomes. As we saw in Season 3 during the camp training arc, Tokoyami's quirk was let out and Dark Shadow went berserk.
僕らのグループだけ明かりを作れる者がいないってことだけど。
So yeah, Deku thinks about if it goes dark, then that might happen again, basically.
みんなは？
もう行っちゃったよ。
Now we find out that everyone already left while Midoriya was just saying all that and thinking all that. That's kind of funny. But then they decide to start searching for themselves.
火災は最下層で起こったから、火災に気づいた要救助者は真っ先に地上へ向かうはず。なのに逃げ遅れたとなると、防火用のシャッターが降りて閉じ込められた可能性がある。これらの階段のどこかにいるのかも。
And just like that, Midoriya just solves exactly where they should look and exactly where that person might just be. Just off that. Just like that. Since Shoto can make some light with his quirk, Dark Shadow will not go berserk. As they enter this place with just a bunch of shutters in this creepy ass area, yeah, I just want to mention, this place is really suspiciously creepy. Then this happens. Everything begins just to start shaking, and everyone realizes it. Todoroki's like, is this an earthquake? And Denki gets scared, and Bakugo is like, let go of me! So it's really funny. And then the floor just shatters. The light's gone. Asui falls. Deku falls. Ochako falls. Deku goes in and tries to save them, of course. Shoot style, breaking all the rocks. Like a freaking gamer he is. Ochako runs in for Deku as they fall. And the rocks just fall everywhere. Everything's collapsing, and then it just hits the My Hero Academia halfway point. We then hear Ochako call out for Deku's name as the screen goes black. Then we see his eyes opens from Deku's POV. And then we see this cute-ass scene where Deku gets to fly next to Ochako, even if he is upside down. He's like flying next to her. I find that, just that aspect really cool. He gets to fly next to her. This is like the first time we actually see him fly. So, even if it was because of her quirk, that's really cool. So then she bumps into him, and then they have this really cute moment. And they both just get a little bit awkward, sort of blushy. Asui is also fine, of course.
つゆちゃんと呼んで。ケロ？つゆちゃん無事だったんだ。よかった。でも状況はあまり良くないみたい。このフロアの出入り口はすべて瓦礫で埋まってしまっているわ。天井もあんな状態だし。
そっか。
So yeah, they are basically rendered useless, stuck in this room, and basically completely useless if they didn't have quirks. But, you know, they do, and Deku would be able to smash through all this stuff.
経路を確保しないと。
だったらデク君の超パワーを使って瓦礫を吹っ飛ばせばいいんじゃないかな。それはいけないわ、お茶子ちゃん。え、どうして？耳を澄ませてよく聞いてみて。この音。
瓦礫が崩れてる。地下街の崩落が完全に終わったわけじゃ。
And since Deku can't even use his quirk, they are literally stuck and rendered useless here. Because the ground and stuff, stuff is still falling. The underground has not settled yet.
わけじゃないんだ。
ええ、無理やり瓦礫を撤去したら、さらなる崩落が起こる可能性があるわ。
だとしたら、一つ一つ瓦礫を取り除いて進むしかない。うららかさんのゼログラビ。
Then they realize they can just use Ochako's quirk to move each piece individually, even if it takes a little bit. But then they hear a certain voice.
グラビティを使えば。
任せて。デク君、今の声。
ヤオヨロスさんだ。
We then hear Yayorozu in the distance saying, "Hello, is anyone there? Ida has been injured." That's kind of scary to think about. They then devise a plan to get to Momo by having her create glue to make the underground not fall over.
他で崩落が起こったと考えた方がいいな。轟、感謝する。お前が氷結で頭上を防いでくれなければ、俺は瓦礫に埋もれていた。
We then find out that Shoto actually saved Tokoyami's life by creating an ice above his head while the debris fell. That's honestly insane. Since the lights are out now, Dark Shadow will be harder to control for Tokoyami, and it might just go out of control, and then there would be more collapsing. So that's really not good. So if he doesn't use his flames, he's probably gonna go berserk. But Todoroki can't use his flames because it would go out of oxygen. Because all of those reasons that he's saying now that are a lot of big boy words.
炎は使わねえ。さっきの崩落で誰かが怪我をしているかもしれねえ。みんなの無事を確かめないと。
Sorry, Shoto, but your classmates are not doing that well, and not to mention Ida, who actually, well, apparently is injured, according to Momo. We then get to see our boy Kirishima, as well as Denki, who's somehow alive. And then we see this ruin area and as well as an All Might statue in the background.
降ってきた瓦礫を爆破で細かく砕いてなかったら俺ら大怪我してるとこだった。何言ってんの。爆破で飛び散った瓦礫の破片から。
And Denki argues with saying, well, you saved me, what are you talking about? Denki then feels like he's the only one not being helpful, because he hasn't really done anything. Kirishima doesn't agree and says that's not true, while Bakugo comes in over saying that's stupid. Bakugo then says that Denki's quirk is the most useful for getting out of here, and says that we should save his quirk for later. So that's really interesting. As Denki and Kirishima decide not to go look for the citizen, they decide, well, they need helping more than him. But Bakugo's mind is still on getting that person. Now, he is doing this just because of inspiration from All Might and other heroes, but mainly All Might. Saying All Might would go, so why shouldn't he?
訓練だろうがなんだろうがオールマイトなら助けに行くっつったんでナンバーワンヒーローがやれることを俺ができなくてどうするこんなクソチンケな訓練くらいあっさりクリアしてやんよ
God, I just want to say, I fucking love Bakugo. This was such a cool scene. Dude, he is so cool. Kirishima being manly. Kirishima being manly. Manly. Very manly. I'm hard. I got muscles. I love red stuff. My favorite hero, Crimson Riot, would never leave. So I can't leave. I gotta not run. I gotta join Bakugo and save the citizen. Do 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 do. Is this fucking dude dead? What the Bro, all of Class A is just filled with heroes. Bro, Ida, dude. Oh my god, spikes are just coming at her with rocks, and he just, boom. Oh shit, he might have broke his leg there. Smacks his face, probably got a concussion. Knocks out, bleeding in the face. Probably injured his face, leg, everything, hit his head. Dude. Okay, his condition seems stable, so it should be good. Their new goal is to save Ida, which is a real person and not a dummy, so this is actually a real mission this time. They make it to the power room, and now it's Denki's quirk time. He finally has something to do, and it's to power up these batteries! So, So he basically just charges his batteries, so I'm basically just trying to put the power on. The focus then goes back to Shoto and Tokoyami as this happens. In the heat of Tokoyami trying to save Todoroki in the collapse, Tokoyami loses control of Dark Shadow and goes berserk. Dark Shadow then slams Todoroki into the wall, just until it's quiet. Dark Shadow to quiet down, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, light turns on, it goes back to normal, and then Dark Shadow does this cute little thing with the shy uwu fingers, the most cutest thing I've ever seen. And yeah, they accomplished the goal of turning the lights back on. Good job, Denki, Bakugo, and Kirishima. As this episode came to its end, they said it wasn't over yet, as the elevator fell and they literally had no way out. They realized that this training camp, this training survival, this is a real test. And the real test hasn't even begun yet, and it's only just about to begin. As the wall breaks and the water seeps out, this signifies the end of My Hero Academia OST Part 1. That's gonna be all for this video. I hope you did enjoy. Yeah, that's just the end, and I'll see you guys in the next video. My name is Slanted, peace out.